Well, first off, who am I talking to? Is it I know Frank, but who else?
You have Steve Elms.
What's up, man?
How are you?
Good. Congrats, Frank.
Oh, thanks, dude.
Yeah, are you up in Colorado right now?
Yeah, I'm in Boulder.
Okay. Getting everything ironed out, huh?
Buying this Patagonia puppy.
There you go. Well, so creative director of Kidrobot, that's huge. What's your day-to-day going to be like?
Well, basically, I'm going to stay in. So to answer those questions, I'll be staying in San Francisco.
Okay.
What I'll be doing is I'll be commuting to Boulder on a regular basis. And, computers are an awesome thing. I mean, right now, what I do anyways, like I sit in San Francisco and I deal with people literally all over the world to make stuff. So, like, there's no problem not being here all the time because it's not that kind of a thing, right?
Yeah.
So I'll be out of here quite a bit the first 6 months to a year, getting everything super dialed in, and then, it'll be more of a traveling circus kind of a thing. Mm-hmm. Because there is nothing different about this situation than all the other stuff I've done over the years, working remote. So that is not a concern. I will not be moving to.
That's what everybody's been asking. Are you going to be moving?
No, I'm not moving to Boulder. This deal does not interfere with all of my own creation stuff. I still have my own toy company. I still do my own stuff. That's not an issue here. I'm just, in a weird way, this will actually let me make more of my own stuff. But I am going to be doing, full-time, hands-on, getting Kidrobot to do what it should do and can do in the future.
And how are you going to do that? What's different from you doing that than, say, whoever else was creative director before you?
Okay, I've been working in this toy field since 1997. Mm-hmm. Okay, I've seen it all. I know what works. I know what's good. I know what's not good. And we have a great situation here because the answer to the other questions is NECA's not running the show. Okay, Kidrobot is completely autonomous. All right. As far as creative direction, I have total say. Right. And you know me, and my tastes are broad. So it's not going to be the Frank show or the Lavitt show. It's not going to be like my buddies get gigs. It's going to be the reverse. I'm really invested in the toy scene, for lack of a better term. Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
NECA is owned by one person, and that guy is a toy collector. That guy knows how it works. And NECA, there's not going to be NECA people here, but we have access to all their manufacturing. They're a huge manufacturer, so it's basically we have access to money, factories, better kinds of materials, faster turnarounds, more support. They understand that Kidrobot needs to be left alone to do its own thing, and that's the deal. Kidrobot is going to do its thing, and I'm going to go back to, there's going to be some interesting licenses, and we're only going to do them if the licensor understands that, they have to let us turn the thing inside out and make it fucking weird and cool. There's not going to be, putting a Batman face on that kind of shit. We'll do licenses, but they're going to be interesting licenses, number one, because I think I'm going to have a lot of fun with that personally, and I think that there's a big market for that, which is cool. And what really well-designed licensed products do is they're going to be like a gateway drug for someone that would never be into an art toy to get to an art toy. So a license situation has a lot of good aspects to it that haven't been properly used, and I have a lot of ideas about that. Okay.
I was gonna ask. I know NECA has a lot of licenses, underneath their company name. Is Kidrobot going to be able to access those?
I can do any current license they have.
And how does that work out with? Because I know Kidrobot in the past they haven't I guess in lack of better terms made money from some of their products. How is NECA allowing you guys to make these art toys, these decisions if the product doesn't make money? And I know that
John, if I can sort of jump in here for a second, I would say
please.
that to say that products don't make money would be a bit of a stretch. It's more of you have to look at things as a law of averages. We produce a lot of different dunnies. We produce a lot of different products, and sometimes, yes, we're willing to break even or take a hit to make a statement on a product that we want to bring to market because that's who we are. But when you look at things, we look at things over the course of a year, not just product to product. The stability that NECA provides us on the back end affords us to take, again, kind of get back to things that you've seen from Kidrobot in the past, where we're able to take risks, we're able to produce things possibly in very limited quantities because that's what defined us as a brand. And yeah, occasionally those might be loss leaders, but we're still going to go ahead and do that. But our focus is on running a fiscally responsible company and being healthy and being profitable. It's our commitment to being part of the industry. It's our commitment to our employees and to ourselves. So that's kind of how we look at things.
Yeah, and that's awesome. And
what you've got here now, John, is like basically the people that are here, they survived all the weird times, and they're the hardcore. Like, I've been here for a couple of days dealing with everybody, and this is like a really fucking good crew here. And the thing is that like it's going to allow me to function with some really heavy backup, right? And now, the stuff that I've brought to the table in the past, it's just going to get way better.
And I know that you don't pull any punches, so I mean,
I don't fuck around, bro.
From your heart right now. So, speaking of, let's talk about this. So, like you said, you've been doing the toys for quite a long time, and you have made a ton of friends, super talented artists. And on the same hand, I'm sure that you have, butted heads with some of those super talented artists that you personally don't want to work with. That being said, some of those people, are you going to be able to, put those differences aside and
because the point here,
talent?
Yeah, because the point here is not about me having a friend or an enemy or me wanting to impress somebody or any of that shit. There's no ego here.
Good.
Like, this is an opportunity to, like, all that matters to me is that the design is rad. Like, the whole point of this is to make really cool stuff.
So are you going to actively reach out or have, the people at Kidrobot?
I'll be doing all the artist relations stuff one-on-one.
So you're going to be looking for new blood, so to speak?
There's going to be a lot of surprises. I think something that's been really ignored is, like, I've seen better, like, unknown custom stuff in the last couple of years than manufacturer stuff. Like, and that's been ignored. And, like, a lot of the new releases are going to be from dudes that are totally unknowns, just like, they did a custom that was fucking killer. That should be a fucking toy. It's going to be a toy.
I agree. Well, that's awesome.
Conversely, and this is going to bum some people out in the future, but, like, there's a lot of dudes that have had a free ride for too long just because they've been around and their shit's gotten a little stale. And if they want to still be doing stuff, they got to up their game. I got to see something fresh from them.
There you go. And that's what a lot of people...
And that includes myself. This is not going to be the Frank show over here. Like, I'm applying these rules to myself as well.
Right on, man.
This is about making the best possible stuff because I think it's important stuff that needs to be there. And now we have the fucking backing and the team to do it. It's like, I wouldn't be here, dude, if this wasn't like an awesome deal. You know me.
Yeah. No, and I mean, you are sacrificing a lot. You're putting a lot out there because of the stuff that you had going.
I have to do it. It's totally worth doing. I believe that this is going to be like, will it get back to sort of the crazy first rush? No, because those days are over. But will it change to something else? Yes. But can it be like super killer and like, like fucking get some good energy going again? Definitely. Well,
you sound really pumped about it, and that's important too. Speaking of, that you said NECA is giving you guys all the backing and all the support that you guys need. What is Kidrobot's plans for, Kidrobot Black? Are you still going to continue with the higher end pieces, things like that?
There's a place for a higher end line, okay? I don't think it's exactly what it's been. So yes, we're going to do more high end art toys, but they're not going to be sort of like limited to like some kind of conceptual like stamp, okay? They're going to be whatever the coolest thing that comes down the line is, we're going to make that, and I'm not really going to give it a definition yet.
Okay. So, Dunny, that's Kidrobot's bread and butter. That's kind of what put them on the map, the Dunny.
Yes.
Is there, people are freaking out saying, since NECA has all this licensed material, all this stuff, is there a possibility that the Dunny is going to be licensed, say to Marvel, and they're going to do like a Marvel series or things like that, or is Dunny going to stay artist-driven, artist-based?
It's going to be artist-based, artist-driven. If we do a lot of licenses, we'll be doing new sculpts for those licenses. Things take time. So right now there's an awful lot of existing product that's going to be released that's already been designed, and a lot of that is licensed, okay?
Yeah.
So it's not like next month we're coming out with all new shit. It's going to take a year, okay? You got to give us a year. But what you're going to see right away is product will start flowing again, okay? The stuff that decisions are being made whether to do something or not, and then new things are being devised right now. So starting 6 to 12 months, you're going to start seeing brand new shit, different stuff.
And that'll be underneath you as creative director. Those are the So on the same subject of the Dunny, people are wondering, are you going to use the same crop of artists each time, or are you going to be reaching out and finding the new artists? I know we already talked about.
It's going to be a lot of new stuff you've never seen before.
Okay, so you're gonna really be pushing.
And if I do, and I will use some existing known artists, but they're going to have to bring their fucking A game. They're not going to. I'm not used to take something that they dial in or whatever. I'm not opposed to using artists that have been around for a while. I want to see something fresh.
What about going back to, when the Dunny series were a lot more limited? You had the golden ticket, things like that. Is that something you might be interested in implementing again? Is that a possibility for Kidrobot?
This is more of a marketing thing, so I'll let Steve answer this.
Yeah, please do.
It's we're looking sort of at a page one rewrite on how we're going to be adding that sort of that layer of intrigue and spice and excitement around our limited runs. Is it going to be exactly a golden ticket? I don't know. Stay tuned. That's really the best way I can talk about it. And that's going to be a collaborative conversation between myself and Frank and the other members of the team here about what we want to do. We want to be respectful of the past we've had with Kidrobot, but at the same time, we don't want to be anchored to it. And that's what you can really sort of expect from us is consistency moving forward, consistency in our messaging, consistency in our timing of product releases, and that sort of breath of fresh air. And that's going to be not only across product, but across where we're engaging our consumers directly, be it at cons, be it at autograph signings. So I think you can expect a lot of surprise and delight in that area. And we'll try to apply that over to the product as well.
Great. And now that you mentioned, the cons and stuff, I know you guys pulled out last year because of kind of the restructuring of Kidrobot, and totally get that. And you shut down a lot of retail locations. That being said, going forward, when you guys do signings and releases, are you guys going to reach out to some of your distributors, some of the stores that carry your things, and do signings?
There's already some interesting plans afoot. What you're going to be seeing is you're going to see physical Kidrobot locations that won't necessarily be a Kidrobot store, but will be hooked up with somebody else that's pretty interesting.
Okay.
And then that's where we're going to have the events and signings and stuff. We're also going to do DesignerCon next year. I'm going to insist on it because DesignerCon is the shit now.
It is.
We'll have a presence at Comic-Con. We'll have a presence at Art Basel.
Nice.
That will happen again.
Nice. That's good to know, and I know that a lot of collectors out there are...
And you know me, I'm always available all the time to anybody that ever needs to talk to me about anything.
Yeah, I think you're going to be stretched for time here, though, huh?
That's okay, dude. I can handle. I can multitask. I can fucking walk and jack at the same time. It's not a problem.
And I know that you started. This is a huge business deal, and you are a businessman. So I know that you're good at delegating and doing all that stuff. So I have faith that this is going to be a good deal. And from what I'm reading and hearing, I think a lot of people are pretty pumped on this as well.
No, the plan is to gear up the budgets. I'm going to build an actual creative team here at Kidrobot to work with a larger team. So it's not like it's going to be like two guys, in a hut trying to do this. Like this is real. It's a completely different game again.
Yeah.
So the deal is like what you're going to see is you're going to see Kidrobot grow to its maximum ability. And then you're going to see mutation and new things are going to happen that are going to be tied to it that are going to be really interesting.
One thing
I'm not going to impose any limits on what we do in the future. I have a very, I have a very open mind. The people here are they want to move forward. They have open minds. It's a really good situation. I know people are like, NECA, corporate sellout. Dude, NECA is like the most opposite of a corporate sellout thing that I can imagine. Like, it's like kind of like the perfect thing happened. And the reason I'm doing this is because, like, it's a really cool opportunity for everybody in the scene.
And I think that's
whether you're a fan, an artist, a collector, a blogger, or whatever, it's like, it's only going to be cool.
That's what the scene needs, and we all know that. I mean, we've been involved for.
Yeah. So it's not about like we're going to churn out a million Marvel, dunnies and shit. Like, that's not what's going to happen here.
Yeah. Well, it's good to know. Here's a good question for you. What are your thoughts on how Kidrobot was run before the NECA acquisition?
Nobody really. Here's the thing, man. It's like, there's perception and reality, and I'm telling you, the people here that survived the bad times, they fucking killed it, dude. They made all the right calls. Things I had asked, a lot of tough shit had to be done. A lot of hard choices were made. I went through it all myself with them, because I worked very closely with this company for a long time, okay? And, I saw the value of what they were doing and the value of sticking with it, and it's paid off. And, like, the bad times are over, dude. Like, it's a completely different deal now. Like, the past is gone. You can't recompress the universe, dude, okay?
Yeah.
It's useless to think about it. Like, me, the focus is forward moving. Totally. It's going to be good.
And that's a good vision to have for sure. What are your plans on doing your own work? Are you still going to have time for that? Because
oh yeah, totally. I mean, and actually, like, it's like, this will actually I'll actually be able to do more stuff, better quality now, because like, like I'm going to be definitely doing more stuff with like Ubitsu finished paint quality, that kind of stuff. Not so much like just only being able to afford blanks and having to do them myself, that kind of stuff. So you're going to see some, like, in the short term, yeah, like, I'm going to be a little bit busy, but in the long term, I'm not shutting down my side thing at all. Because I think it has value, too, and I like doing it.
Speaking of your stuff, so Labbits, more of them, the same amount, less? What's the plan with the Labbit?
Labbit will continue to, do its thing. I'm definitely going to bring back some standards that people have asked for a long time, okay? It's not going to be the Labbit show. Labbit will do what Labbit does, and it will, as Kidrobot grows and flourishes, Labbit will grow and flourish along with it. But, I'm not going to skew any fit. Basically, I'm not going to be, push my own stuff on the company. Like, I'm here to do a good job with Kidrobot as a team. This is not my show. It's the Kidrobot show.
Okay.
I have my own show back home. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear you. So, when I first got into it, Kidrobot, they were pumping out, like, little mini-series, like, almost every other month. Travis Kane had his own mini-series. Brant Peters did stuff with Kidrobot. The list goes on. Is Kidrobot going to get back into, artist-based mini-series, kind of blind box deal?
Yes.
Okay.
And there's some nice surprises coming from that.
Awesome. That's awesome to know.
Another thing I'm going to tell you is my vision for the miniseries, they're not going to be sort of like scattershot. Like, each miniseries is going to have a message and a focus, and they're going to be highly curated so that every one of the Dunnies in the Blind Box Artist miniseries, if it's more than one artist, okay, are going to work together really well. But we're going to see more of is like a miniseries done by a single artist. And some of them are going to be unknown people, but their work is really great.
And that's how it started out for and I think a lot of collectors with Kidrobot. They remember those, little blind box series that were just artist-driven, not Dunnies, but just that single artist. So that's good to know.
Yeah.
Just a few more questions. I reached out on Facebook and, asked people to ask questions for you.
Yes, I've read all of those.
That's good. That's really rad. So Mongoloid asks, he says, who are 2 to 3 artists that Frank would like to see that have not worked with Kidrobot in the past?
Well, I already have them in mind, but, I can't divulge that information because I haven't talked to them yet.
Okay. Fair enough. Scott Tatler asks, with NECA as a financial backer, does this mean Kidrobot can attempt to produce more ballsy figures that otherwise would have been cost prohibitive?
We are going to be able to make stuff that is going to be like better, yes. So but we're not going to go to overwhelming complexity. It's going to be more about like impact, quality, and cleverness. But you are going to definitely see like some more like real artist toys.
Stuff that you look at and you go, wow, that's badass.
Correct.
That's what I like to hear. And then Corey Creeth asks, do you have any plans for a new DIY platform to add to the current lineup of Kidrobot toys?
Possibly.
Okay, there you go. And the last question I have is from Skinner. He asks, can he use your spray booth if he's been drinking?
Not when he's drinking, only when he's like high on weed. Only when he's smoking the nugget.
Cool, I'll let him know.
Which is legal here in Colorado.
There you go, yeah, exactly. So, thank you. That's kind of all I have to say. I don't know if you want to add anything else or...
I love you, man.
I love you, man. It was good to see you at DCon.
Yeah, DCon was the fucking shit this year, dude.
Yeah, it's growing bigger and bigger. It's cool that Kidrobot will have a presence there.
Yeah, and thanks, as always.
Oh, dude, definitely. It's good to talk to you finally, too, Steven.
You know, I think Frank's echoed it, and I'll say it out loud. You know, what's done is done. What's in the past is in the past. We take full accountability and responsibility for the position that we're in, and we're fully focused on moving forward. And, you know, that's why I said before, it's about consistency and earning back the trust of the industry, and that's our sole focus. And thank you for giving us the opportunity to talk about that. And, you know, proof will be in the pudding, but give us time, be patient. You know how long it takes us to churn out products. Yep. But once we get this machine up and running, it's going to be fantastic.
But it's real, dude. It's real. It's really happened. Like, it's going to be cool.
That's cool. I mean, and
like,
I know
weird. It's kind of weird. I know it's kind of weird, and it's really unexpected. Believe me,
yeah.
I've been having to fucking like stifle my fucking urge to tell everybody for like a while now. But it's real. Like, it's going to work. Like, it,
cool.
You know, I'm just telling you now, person to person. Like, it's fucking cool as fuck, dude. Like, I'm fucking stoked.
Well, I think a lot of people are hopefully optimistic about this. So, you know, I wish you the best of luck and Kidrobot going forward. I'm really excited to see what the future holds.
Hey, we are too.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for the opportunity, and talk soon.
Thanks, man. Later.
All right, guys.